So why use a phone to do any sort of 3D modeling, animation, CG, or visual effects, and even just filmmaking stuff in general when you could use better tools like cinema cameras and Blender? Well, aside from the fact that Blender scares me, I genuinely believe that mobile filmmaking is the future. And I think the proof of that is where you're watching this, because these short-form video platforms have basically turned everyone into filmmakers and editors. I think the big reason why this stuff is the future is because it's so accessible. Everyone has this stuff. Not everyone has the fancy cinema camera or a computer that can run Blender. And even if they do have access to the tools, it doesn't mean those tools are always going to be intuitive or are going to always facilitate people's creativity. I find for me personally, the more complex the tools can be, sometimes it can yank me out of creative flow state. And that could be the thing that decides whether or not I actually make something. I'm a big believer in removing the barriers between myself and my own ideas. The more barriers I add, like, oh, I need this fancier gear in order to do the thing that's already ambitious and is already, like, the scope of it is already massive, those can be traps that I can fall into that will prevent me from doing my thing. If that's the only barrier, it may be cost, resources, things like that that may be the barriers that other people face. And so I think it's important that people have access to tools that allow them to actualize and develop their ideas where they are with what they have in the most straightforward way possible. Sometimes it's going to be with a cinema camera and with Blender, but other times people always say that the best camera is the one that you have with you. Well, I think the same is true for every single aspect of the filmmaking process and pipeline now. These phones are capable of doing all of it. And they're capable of doing all of it at a level of fidelity that, like, if I could have done this stuff 10 years ago, like, I would have been doing so much. That's why I'm relentlessly pushing the limits of mobile filmmaking. And then also just on a personal note, like, there are other people who are experts at things like Blender, and I like finding my own thing, and that's kind of what I found here. That said, I can't be the only person doing it because I like these tools, and in order for these tools to continue getting updates and things, people have to know about this stuff. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing like infomercials for this stuff when they're not paying me yet, but I just am like a huge nerd about this stuff. I love this stuff, and I have a vested interest in seeing this stuff continue, and I have a vested interest in seeing everyone continue to thrive creatively. Human artistry is the way forward, and I think especially as the entertainment landscape continues to become more reliant on indie storytellers, which it will, I think this is a great time to develop and share your ideas with the world. So if you have a story idea that you've been dying to share and you feel like you might not have all the tools to do it, you actually do, and this is a great time to start. So I will be right there alongside you as we do this, sharing what I find as I go. And I look forward to seeing what you all create.